Hello YouTube, Size17 here, but you can just call me Travis, and welcome back for another collection update. I do not have anything to add before we get into the music, so let's just do that in the background. We're listening to the new one by Opeth, in Cauda, Venenum, correction to my last collection update, where I said that the title was in Swedish. That was an assumption that I made. Cloudy Milder was able to give me the correct info. It is actually a Latin phrase, which I can't remember what it means now, what the translation to English is. But I'll flash it up here. So shout out to Cloudy Milder for keeping me in line. All right, yeah, couple cassettes, a few cassettes, some CDs. Yeah, let's just do it. These couple CDs came in just yesterday. Otherwise, it would have all been black metal. There's a little foreshadowing for you there. Let's show this one first. This is a 2019 release. It is the new one from the American death grind act, Exhumed. Like I said, this is their 2019 release. It is entitled Horror. Let's get a real good look at this album art, because it is fantastic, I think, anyway. Got the guy popping out through with the chainsaw, and there's just like gore all throughout, it's like all up in like the guard and stuff with the chainsaw, so that's fantastic. Anyway, so I'm sort of I wouldn't say new to Exhumed, but I really haven't listened to a whole lot of their stuff. I really only have been listening to them, I would say, in the last few years. I think 2017 probably. I was sort of always aware of them, but never actually literally looked into their stuff. Anyway, today, I'm pretty sure it was in 2017 I ended up picking up their album Slaughter Cult, a really cool saw blade looking CD, which is awesome. Anyway, yeah, and then they released their album in 2017 called Death Revenge, which actually is the other CD that I picked up here. So yeah, anyway, I remember listening to this in 2017. I remember liking it, but just with the giant wave of awesome stuff that came out in 2017, it sort of just got pushed on the back burner, and I sort of just like kind of you know, it was in the back of my mind. And anyway, so this one came out this year, Horror, and I listened to it once. Obviously, the album art immediately popped out to me. I was like, "Ooh, that looks interesting." And yeah, so I listened to it. I liked it. Actually, Andrew Ballina asked me if I was going to pick it, gonna buy it, and I said at the time, I think something like I listened to it once on Bandcamp, and I liked it. I think I'd probably end up picking it up, but I need to listen to it again. Anyway, I listened to it a couple more times, and actually ended up really falling in love with this album and listening to it a bunch. I think it's really awesome. Definitely is sort of that carcassy, gore grindy stuff, good stuff, dual kind of different vocals going on, good, just catchy riffs, just like super fast, brutal songs, really cool stuff. I really like, actually, one thing I want to shout out on the back here, they have all of their the names of the songs in sort of like stacked VHS tapes. I thought that was kind of a cool way to present your track list on the back. All the visual aesthetics for this release actually are really fantastic. Beyond the album art, they also had like a super ultimate pack that came with like an actual Exhumed VHS tape. I'm not sure actually what's on it, but who cares at that point. Anyway, really into this album. It's really enjoyable a lot, especially if you enjoy their gore grindy kind of stuff. And when I say their gore grindy kind of stuff, it was actually kind of funny to me. Like I said, I also picked up this one, Death Revenge, that came out, I think, a 2017 release, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 2017. Both in Relapse with the Relapse Obi. Again, does anyone care about these? I've started to like hold on to these, but like, I don't know. Since they're sort of like quasi advertisements, they sort of seem not as interesting as the traditional Obi strips that you get like in Japanese releases and stuff. Anyway, so that's that. Anyway, Death Revenge. It was funny, like I said, I listened to this and I liked it, but I kind of just sort of, you know, put it in the back of my mind. when I went to listen to this after picking it up, I was kind of surprised. Like, oh, this is way more like not really in the gore grindy kind of stuff. It's definitely like a more like traditional death metal sound with lots of really cool like melodic things, passages going on with it, which I really enjoyed. Anyway, like I said, I'm not too well versed in Exhumed's, here's the back, Exhumed discography. So you know, I sort of, you know, obviously the Slaughter Cult album is much more carcassy, and like I said, I listened to this one, but obviously, you know, it obviously didn't sink in that well because it didn't stand out to me at the time. Really good. I like the art presentation in the booklet on this one. Looks really cool with pictures on every page and, you know, the cool script and all that. Anyway, they do both styles both really well. So actually, I really ended up enjoying having a little bit of a dichotomy, not dichotomy necessarily, but just having the two different styles, which was really enjoyable. And like I said, both are done really, really well. So I think I might be probably going through Exhumed's discography, probably up here coming soon, because like I said, everything's been really enjoyable, and have not been disappointed at all in any of my purchases. I would say I probably have to favorite the more carcassy, gore grindy kind of style stuff. But again, this album's really good, and yeah. If you're into either style of death metal and you have not checked out Exhumed yet, which is probably unlikely since I think kind of behind on the times. But anyway, if you have not done that yet, definitely do not hesitate to do so, because yeah, both are good. I think horror from this year I think that'll probably end up on my list somewhere. It's a really good album. Really, the riffs are just like catchy and brutal. Everything's awesome. So yeah, Death Revenge by Exhumed, and horror from Exhumed. He even has like the VHS kind of genre sticker on there, which I thought was a nice little touch. And what does it say? It's the Relapse home video. If I didn't say, they're both Relapse Records releases. Anyway, Horror by Exhumed. Alright, moving on. I did a small little order through Arcane Altar. One of these releases I've been like waiting for it to become stateside. Pretty much, I've only really been checking our Arcane Altar, but I was pretty sure they would get it eventually, and they did. So I was like, yes, and I jumped at it and picked it up. And that is the new one from Black Cilice, raw black metal from Portugal. I think this is their 5th album, full-length album, I'm pretty sure. I don't know how well you can see it. He's like in the very hazy mist, and he's holding like chains in his arms. When I play the clip, you'll be able to see it better, I think, probably. Anyway, if you're not familiar with this band, like I said, they are raw black metal. I'm pretty sure it's a one-person project. Like I said, out of Portugal. This band is notorious for just kind of just being like wind tunnel raw black metal, just like a lot at you going on, and that's still present here on this album. But it's sort of like one of the things that I often do. I'll explain it this way. One of the things I often do when I listen to a new album is I'll oftentimes listen to a previous album right before that, just so I can kind of have like a back-to-back progression, if you will. And one of the things I immediately noticed about this album is the production is like much more like I don't know, compressed. I don't know if that's the right term. But like it sounds like the same kind of style stuff that's been happening on the other full-length albums, except that this one sounds like you're listening to it from down a hallway in another room, and the room actually has like the door closed. Like it's still being played super loud in that room, and you can actually I think hear the details better than on some of the other releases because of that. But the overall kind of like super harsh in your face production noise aspect, if you will, is definitely way lessened. And like I said, it's like compressed or like underneath water. And like I said, it's still loud. You can hear everything that's going on. In fact, maybe even, like I said, more so the details are more clear to you. But again, I think sort of that really in your face wind tunnel production stuff that from the other albums, it's sort of just not there. And I sort of actually, I think I would say I miss that. It is kind of cool to sort of be able to listen to the more detailed aspect of the band, and it actually has made me appreciate the riffs more in this band. I need to go back through the rest of the discography and really try to pay attention and pick up on the riffs better, because I do know that they're there, but like I said, the production, the wind tunnel, the noise is such just a cool aspect of the band. I sort of maybe focus on it too much, but anyway, good stuff still. I still really like this, and I sort of actually, even though I would say I like it, maybe my least favorite of their albums. I don't know. That's too early to tell. But if we say that's true, even though I like it less, I sort of do appreciate that it sounds sort of different, maybe. Anyway, that's what we're gonna say about that. This is the new one for Black Cilice, and actually, I don't think I said the name of the title. It's a Transfixion of Spirits. Anyway, cool stuff. Definitely check it out if you haven't done that yet. I need to listen to it a lot more. It is sort of growing on me more and more every time I listen to it. But again, I really liked that kind of ness of the music. I really like that aspect. So I sort of miss it. But anyway, it is what it is. Transfixion of Spirits by Black Cilice. At the same time, I wasn't really looking for this, and I didn't know that I wanted it, or that I did not actually know that I wanted it, but I didn't know that it existed in this format. But I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm picking that up for sure. And that is the Cave Ritual self-titled, I guess that's sort of a compilation, actually, I guess is what it is technically. Released in an A5 digipack, which I all love A5s. Done quality from here in Signal Rex. I'm pretty sure they're a Portuguese label. I'll correct myself if I am not correct there. Anyway, like I said, this is a Cave Ritual. This is a raw black metal band. I guess we'll say what their bass genre is. They're out of I'm pretty sure this is a Bosnia and Herzegovina band. This band actually later changed their name to Void Prayer, and they had a release from 2017 called Stillbirth from the Psychotic Void, I think is what it's called. That album made my top 30 list. I don't know, maybe in the 20s, I want to say, probably. Really good stuff. Very similar style stuff, which is not surprising since they just name changed. Like I said, this is raw black metal. I do think there's a pretty good healthy amount of sort of kind of doomy DSBM quality stuff going on with this act as well, which I think is pretty cool and I really enjoy a lot. Like I said, this is a compilation. It has their self-titled demo, and then I think it's a bunch of splits is what it all comes down to. I think it's all their material as Cave Ritual, I'm pretty sure. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure. As one bugaboo for me personally is that the first 4 tracks, which I think they might have just been. I think the first track maybe was the demo, and then 3 splits. I'm not totally sure on that. Anyway, they're all called the title, and that kind of just it annoys me, but whatever. That's what the band wanted to call them, so that's what the band wanted to call them. Originally, this is released on vinyl on Go to Warx. Anyway, I really enjoy the last 3 tracks in particular. They all have titles. Am I biased because they have titles? It's possible, who knows. Anyway, those tracks are awesome, and I like to listen to those more so than the first 4, which are called the title. Anyway, Digipack A5 done really well done. I'm gonna just ramble there for a second. Really well done here by Signal Rex. Enjoy it a lot. Oh yeah, actually even says right here. No, the first 2 tracks are from the... Oh no, that's actually just when they're recorded. It doesn't actually say what releases they're from. All recorded at the Ritual Chamber. Looks like that's pretty cool. Let's see what's going on back here. Cool cave stuff going on. Very apt as the name, of course. Anyway, cool stuff. I'm not sure if there's still copies left of this at Arcane Altar, but anyway, if you like this band, or if you like Void Prayer, the band that they became, definitely check this stuff out because I really enjoyed it, and yeah, maybe you will too. Anyway, that's Cave Ritual self-titled compilation. Alright, one last order that I did through Lafleur De Mall, Canadian label. They mostly specialize in cassette tapes, though they do release other stuff as well. In this case, I did pick up something that is not a cassette, but I did pick up some cassettes as well. First thing here I'm going to show you, this is the Lafleur De Mall United States Black Metal compilation. This actually came out on cassette last year. I picked it up on cassette. I think there was like 303 maybe, actually. I don't know how, if I'm right, that's awesome. Anyway, picked it up last year. Awesome stuff. Sort of, I think, an underrated compilation. I mean, it's got Leviathan on here. Krieg, you know, 2 sort of the bigger names just of all time in the United States black metal history. Also, Birth and Haunt, I think, are 2 bands that have kind of gained some hype within the last year and a half, maybe 2 years or so, especially Birth. So yeah, a couple, and I think actually, I don't know, I feel like maybe, I'm not sure if Haunt had kind of gotten their reputation of being awesome, at least for me, because I think their release from last year, I think, was actually my number 30 album on my list last year, so shout out to them. Anyway, saw that this was released on CD, and I was like, you know what, I haven't listened to that compilation in a while, and the CD is very convenient to listen to, so let me go pick that up. And I did, and I've listened to it a few times, and it's awesome. So many more of the songs stand out to me as being pretty cool. In particular, the Leviathan song kind of was, I kind of was not about it. I thought it was good, but like it wasn't like super strong like most of Leviathan's material is for me. Second Thoughts, really like that song a lot. It's really good. Pretty much so many other songs. The one by White Worm's awesome. True Love's awesome. The Krieg track's pretty solid. Unrest tracks is good. The Birth and Haunt tracks are great. Black fucking Cancer and 1 Master tracks are solid. What is it? Ekferis, that track's awesome. The Hag Grafe song, that one's solid. And the Akasha, which I guess is a bonus track, but I'm pretty sure that was on the cassette too. Maybe I'm wrong. But that track is also fantastic. So most of the songs on here are fantastic. So yeah, I'll definitely have to look into most of these other bands, because I really don't think that I really did look into many of them after listening to this comp. So sort of hypocrite of myself, since I recognize it as good but then didn't do any further research. Anyway, cool stuff. I think I actually know. I know, well, at least earlier today when I looked, this was still available under $10 USD on Lafleur De Mall. So I'll leave a link. Go check it out. Go buy it if you are interested. And like I said, I picked up some cassettes at the same time. I think along with the CD, I sort of did like it was like new release pack or whatever. I'm not sure if all 3 of these cassettes were involved in that release pack or not, but at least 2 of them were for sure. Anyway, if there was one that was not a part of the new pack, I think it's this one, and that is this is a release by a U.S. black metal band called Caver. This is a demo. Oh, I showed it upside down. It actually looks like this. This is a demo called, what is it called? Can't remember now. Is it, wow. Eternal Obscurity or something like that. I want to say. Is there a track called that? There's not. Anyway, like I said, I think this is a demo. They released another demo. Does have the title on there. Anyway, they released a demo last year, maybe the year before. I can't remember. I think it was actually self-titled, but I enjoyed. And so when I saw that this was available, I'm pretty sure this might have not been available in the new releases pack. Anyway, when I saw this was available, I was like, oh yeah, I like that other Caver demo. Let me pick this one up as well. And yeah, pretty cool stuff. I really like it. It definitely has sort of it kind of reminds me more of the sort of the really kind of like buzzsaw-y Finnish riffy black metal scene a little bit more, maybe. But yeah, it definitely has, the riffs are really strong. I like that a lot. And I don't know if I showed the cassette. It comes in this cool gray cassette with some prints. Has a sort of similar look to as the album art. Anyway, cool cavers, some good stuff. Definitely check them out if you have never done that. I think they're pretty solid stuff. After a couple of demos, I'm excited to see what they might come out with as a full-length release. So yeah, this is again, I'm gonna guess. I'll flash it up on the screen on see if I'm wrong, but it's I'm gonna go with Eternal Obscurity or something like that. Anyway, Caver. Also interesting that I had Caver and Cave Ritual in the same video. Next up, this one. This was the only act I was sort of not familiar with. This is another U.S. black metal band. This is, oh no, this album is called Eternal Obscurity. So at least I had an album title right. But so I'm not sure what that album's called. Anyway, this is a new with Eternal Obscurity. This is a demo. I guess out of 50, I got number 23. This is actually really cool stuff. This kind of immediately gave me sort of a Leviathan vibe, not necessarily in the way Leviathan writes songs or has songs structured, or the way their riffs or sounds or anything like that, but sort of just like maybe the tones and the overall musical aesthetic gave me sort of gave me like a Leviathan vibe, especially sort of like the True Traitor, True Whore album. That album specifically is what it sort of made me think of. But this is delivered more sort of in like, I guess it's more of a traditional black metal package, I guess is what I'll say if I want to describe how this band sounds. I really like it. I think it's good stuff. It's a demo, like I said. I'm released this year, I think, pretty sure. Yeah, like I said, definitely sort of gives me a cool Leviathan vibe. I think the vocals are very similar as well, which maybe is what makes me think of it. What's this guy's? Drothul, maybe. Anyway, yeah, so pleasantly surprised. This is some solid black metal, which again, I didn't know who this was, so I was just kind of buying it on the fly. So yeah, pretty pleased with the result. So yeah, Eternal Obscurity by Anu. And then last but certainly not least, glad to finally add this one to my collection. This is, this was the first demo. I'm actually pretty sure that it was released at the very beginning of this year from Drenglyndr. This one is called Blade and Honor. This is another artist, or another band from the prolific artist Zulfis out of Canada. This actually is a two-man project. I'm pretty sure everything else he's done has been just by himself, because he probably only needs himself. But anyway, this does have another guy going on with him. I think he just does keyboards. Does he do something else? I'm not totally sure. I'm pretty sure maybe he does some like additional guitars or something, but I'm pretty sure, yeah, he does keyboards for the most part, I think, and then Zolthes does everything else. As always with any Zolthes release, gotta hype the drums. I'm not sure what it is about the way he, just the whatever he does to get the end result of the way the drum sounds. I always love it. And yeah, no different here. Good sounding stuff. Vocal sounds solid. If I didn't say this is like sort of a raw black metal. Has more of sort of a kind of a maybe pagan black metal-y sort of more on that end. I guess we'll say maybe a little more folky. There's like an acoustic guitar passage. Good stuff. Wish I had the Malum Arcana original version, but I'll take the Lafleur De Mall version. I've had this downloaded actually digitally. I think I downloaded it right after it came out. I've actually been seeing myself buy albums more digital only. Pretty much before I was like, really, I would hesitate to ever buy anything that wasn't anything that was a physical release. But anyway, I've been breaking down a lot more, especially when there's awesome releases like this one, Blade in Honor by Drenglyndr. The other demo that was released a few months ago, I don't know, maybe June, July, I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was also earlier this year. Another good one by this artist, so we're definitely excited to get a full length from these guys. Everything Zolthes is involved with, I end up liking, and this artist is no different. Alright, that's it for this week, so thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're familiar with any of the releases that I've shown here today, please let me know what you think of them, and otherwise, have a good day.